G'day everyone. I was recently promoted at work and as a gift to myself I purchased this piece from Louis Vuitton. Now I did loosen up the ribbon slightly so it would make it easier to reveal her. I'm really happy with this. It is a one-time purchase, the first time that I've bought myself anything brand new from Louis Vuitton. I've owned Louis Vuitton pieces before, but they have been pre-loved or hand-me-downs. Now I've had my eye on this for a really long time, and gaining a promotion at work into a more professional full-time role, this is the perfect piece for productivity. And if that hasn't given it away, here she is. The Louis Vuitton ring-bound agenda cover in the original monogram print. It's brand new. I searched everywhere on the internet for one that was pre-loved, and yes, they're out there. I just wasn't happy with the quality that I was seeing for the prices they were asking for. So I decided to buy it brand new, and I was really lucky. I went into the Sydney store on George Street one Saturday afternoon, and if they had it on hand that day, I said to myself I was going to buy it. I was really lucky because it was the last one. Now I also bought the agenda inserts, a week on 2 pages. Now I do prefer day to a page, but I will show you how I've set her up and how I make the week per view pages work. And here she is. So it is a coated fabric, all one piece on the outside with a clasp clip closure, and inside is cowhide leather. That's the lining. And there's the authenticity card that tells me that it is coated fabric and cowhide leather lining, which you can actually have hot stamped. It does take 3 days where you have to hand in your item. They hot stamp your initials on it, and then they give it back to you, and you can have up to 3 initials. So it does have 6 card slots on the left and then a larger pocket on the right with a pen loop, and then of course down the middle the 6 ring binders in the signature Louis Vuitton gold. It does have a really good weight to it. It's actually quite lightweight. It smells divine because it is Louis Vuitton and it's mine now. I can't wait to use it, and I'll show you how I set her up. And in case you're curious to know the size differences as I was, on the left is the PM size or pocket agenda, and then on the right is the agenda. And so this one here with the red lining, I keep this in my bag. This is an on-the-go planner, and I use the 2018 day to a page Louis Vuitton inserts, and in here I write down all my lists, any appointments that I have, thankful thoughts, and just events that are happening on the go. So, and it also comes with these adorable sticky notes that I use all the time. So that is a flyleaf that I purchased from Bleak Planner Designs, and I'll leave her shop below. That's an Etsy store, one of my favorites. So yeah, this was pre-loved, and as you can see that someone has hot stamped that initials MK in the front there. And this is how I like to set up my agenda for work, for productivity and getting things done. And since I've used a ring-bound planner for work in the past, I've organised and arranged all the inserts in the order that I'd like them to appear as I open up the planner. So the first thing I have is the flyleaf, dividers, a couple of calendars, agenda inserts, lots of note pages, notepad paper and planner clips. I also use journaling cards as reminders for big events, to-do lists, and to make things pretty. The first section in this planner, separated by a divider, are the calendars. I keep a couple of calendars in here, the year at a glance for the current year and forwarding year from Filofax. I like to mark off each month, together with a couple of blank note pages for quick scribbles. Then there's the 2018 Louis Vuitton agenda inserts, which are week per view over 2 pages, but I also keep the Filofax month per view tabs, and I use these to write down important and regular meetings and events that require preparation for in advance, like board and leadership meetings and functions. These are the whole month over 2 pages vertically. They take up very little room as they're a line per day. This way I've got the entire year from January to December in the one planner. The agenda pages that I keep in here are very minimal, 3 months at a time. So I've got the current month, previous month, and the forward month. And at the moment I'm carrying March, April and May. The other type of calendar that I keep in here is also compact. It's a fold out year at a glance, and this is where I would track any annual leave dates. The week per view pages are used as my action items. I highlight the urgent and important. I use the Papermate Inkjoy, and a recent find are the Micron felt tip pens. I use this page marker as a ruler and also to indicate the current day or the current week. In the back is the last section. It's the second divider. There's only 2 dividers in this planner. And this is the place that I keep my sticky notes, blank note pages, and it's also a temporary storage for any information that I may need to reference further down the track. So a function that has been shown to me once that I kind of want to remember so I don't have to ask that question again, that information will go down here. Coffee preferences, hints, how-to guides, just basically reference material as I like to call it. And this plastic sleeve at the moment just holds some sticky dots that I mark off each month with, but I'll also keep any business cards or receipts for expenses. An old Filofax flyleaf is used at the back to protect the agenda. I really like the pattern of this Rifle Paper Co. notepad, so I folded it in half, laminated it so it's double-sided, and I keep both of these cards in the back of the planner just to protect them. And that's it. So here's a quick flip through from the beginning of everything that's in my planner. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the bonus tips at the end of this video, and have a top day. Keep a mixture of loose note pages in your planner to handwrite those thank you notes to your colleagues. Tip number 2. Is your handwriting too fancy or too large to fit all on one day? No worries, mate. Add a blank to-do list and notepaper page in between weeks. Give yourself that extension of room to be creative. Tip number 3. Are your colleagues curious about your planner and want to touch it all the time? There's confidential material inside. No, thank you. Keep your planner open on your desk on neutral pages. They'll be too busy working out how you had time to sketch. Tip number 4. Use weekly desk pages to write down telephone messages throughout the day all on one piece of paper. That way, when you have a block of time to return calls, you can easily recognize this piece of paper amongst everything else on your desk. Tip number 5, my last tip for the evening. Got a favourite planner that you just can't bear to damage in any way, shape or form, and you might be too afraid to take it out of the house? Well, look at this cover that I found. This is actually a bookbinder. I found it in a Japanese bookstore. It's a B6 cover. I've chopped it down. I could actually go one smaller. It's the perfect thing to protect my Filofax Nude. The perfect temporary cover. If I was to continue to use this Filofax as my work agenda, I would totally feel comfortable in keeping this on my desk and throwing it in my bag at the end of the day. Thanks so much for watching and have a tops day.